Today we're going to crochet a summer hollow bag. The body is made of long and short stitches and 7 treasure stitches. At the bottom is an oval bag bottom. Its capacity is also very large. Then we began to crochet. Start with 31 braids. After 31 braid needle hooks are woven, we return to its penultimate stitch. This is the penultimate stitch. The front one is the penultimate stitch. Thread the needle from the center of the braid outward to crochet the short needle. The first stitch is marked with a marking buckle. Then we crochet the middle part without adding. 28 short needles without reduction. After 28 short needle hooks are woven, we came to the last stitch. Hook and weave 3 short needles into the last child's hole. The first stitch is hooked. Mark it with a marking buckle. Then we turn to the other side of the row of braided needles. We draw 28 short needles on the other side. After 28 short needle hooks are woven, we came to the last hole. A short needle has been crocheted on the left side of the eye. We're still going through this hole. Eyes. Continue up to 2 short needles. Then hook an eye with the first needle and pull out the needle. Then crochet a few sticks. We began to weave the second circle. What about the second lap? We first hook in the first hole. Add a needle to weave a short needle. Mark the first stitch with a marking buckle. Then we told the middle part not to add. 28 short needles without reduction. After 28 unabated short needles are hooked, we came to this stop of mark buckle. Start with the needle. Count 1, 2, 3. These 3 stitches are the vertices on our right. We're in the top 3 stitches. Add 1 needle to each hole. The first stitch is finished, or mark it with a marking buckle. Now the vertex changes from the 3 needles in the first circle to 6 stitches for the second lap. Next, let's crochet the middle part. 28 short needles. After 28 short needle hooks are woven, we saw 2 shots left. We're in the last 2 stitches. Add 1 needle in each. The second lap is over. We in the first needle. It's all a pull-out needle. Then crochet a standing needle. Then hook a short needle into the first hole. Add a needle to the second hole. The first stitch is marked with a marking buckle. Then we told the middle part not to add. 28 short needles without reduction. The rule of our third lap is to add 1 stitch after another. We add needles only in. Add needles to the left and right vertices. The middle part is always kept 28. An unabated short needle. After 28 short needle hooks are woven, we came to the top right. We're in the top 6. Crochet 3 times every other stitch plus 1 stitch. First hole. A short needle. Mark the earthquake with a mark buckle. Add a needle to the second hole. Then we told the second group. A short needle for the first hole. Add a needle to the second hole. Then we told the third group. A short needle in the first hole. Add a needle in the second zoo. In this way, one needle after another. We have bought 3 sets. Let's turn to the other side. Then, we'll hook up the middle part without adding. 28 short needles without reduction. After 28 short needle hooks are woven, we saw 4 stitches left. We're in the last 4 stitches. Crochet 2 groups according to 1 stitch every other and 1 stitch. First hole. A short needle. Add a needle to the second hole. The third dynamic pressure is a short needle. Add a needle in the fourth hole. Then hook a drawing needle with the first needle. A standing needle. We began to crochet the fourth lap. The fourth circle is divided into 2 stitches and 1 stitch. In the fifth circle, add 1 needle every 6. The middle part is always kept 28. An unabated short needle. After everyone weaves the bottom hook of the bag for the fifth circle. Then hook and weave the bag according to my next method. We only pick the outer half of the needle in the first lap. Thread the needle outward from the center of the braid. Pick up only the outer half of the line segment to crochet a short needle. The first pin is marked with a small buckle. Our first lap is like this without adding or subtracting the hook short needle. Hook only the outer half of the needle. Let's finish the first circle in this way. After the first loop is woven, we in the first needle connect with a pull-out pin. Then crochet a standing needle. Then we knit the second circle. First, in the first hole, crochet a short needle. In the second hole, we crochet a long and short needle. The normal hook short needle should pick up the top. This spike of wheat braid. Our long and short needles are the bottom of this braid. Chen Zhen. Crochet needle. This forms a long and short needle. It is longer than an ordinary short needle. We are such a short needle. A long and short needle cross to hook. Let's buy a normal short needle in the next hole. There's a hole down there. We're going to crochet a long and short needle. Drilling bottom. Brief notice. Then a short needle. A long and short needle. We'll knit the second loop in this way. Put it aside until the end. The eye of the last hole should be a long and short needle. After crocheting, we hooked a drawing needle with the first needle. Then crochet a standing needle. Then we began to crochet the third lap. Third lap. We want a pattern to be exactly the opposite of the second lap. The first stitch in the second lap, what we crochet is a short needle. Then on the third lap, we'll knit a long and short needle. The little braided one. Bottom. Thread the needle in and hook up a long and short needle. What about the second needle? Our second circle is a long and short stitch. So we're going to crochet a short needle in the third circle. That's how we cross knit. Next, we continue to crochet according to the law. Hook all the way to the 12th lap. The length of the needle at the bottom of the bag is 12 turns. We've hooked it up. Next, hook up our hollow part with single strand thread. Look for a hole at will. Crochet a standing needle. Then hook a short needle from the hole. Lengthen the coil. Hold the left segment with your left hand. The winding is brought into the coil. The crochet passes through the middle of the pinched coil. Bring the line out. Crochet a short needle. This kind of hook method is called kibao needle. Then we lengthen the coil. Then hook and weave a starting needle. Hold the left segment. Crochet winding is pulled through the coil.